club's about winning trophies. I'm inexperienced in a lot of those things.
3-0.
Can you believe it?
Almost lost the cup and you win it. The new European champions, the treble, the dream come true for you.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell. But they never give in. And that's the winner.
Welcome to the American Red Devils podcast. I'm John.
I'm Alex.
And we are bringing you the best Manchester United news from this side of the pond.
Sir, how you doing? What a throwback match that we went into. Fulham away, peak Ole's at the wheel, and I just had a baby. So running on no sleep, but did get to watch the game with my newborn, Felix, baby boy. He's got born and bred Mank from the jump, sir. Good game to start him off with.
Sir, on behalf of all American Red Devils, just say big congratulations. I know it was a crazy weekend for you. The pod doesn't get delayed for much, but I would say baby Felix, pretty good reason. Babies
are the one thing that you really can't work around. It's like, we tried to make it to that game Spurs away, and COVID was the only thing that slowed us down. Before it was your baby, life events, certain things that you can't really move your schedule around. So sorry that the pod had to wait, but it was worth it. Came out nice and healthy, and on we go, sir. Football is still paused at the moment, though, isn't it?
So first match he watches is Manchester United destroying Fulham 3-0. Do you have any thoughts post-game?
I tell you what, he misses here and always at the wheel. And so do I. I was like, people have shunned it ever since we fizzled out so hard at the end of last season, but you just don't hear enough of it now, especially we're on the up and up again.
Well, the infamous Ole's at the wheel didn't get us far enough for top four. So I think it's kind of everyone in their mind. I don't think we're going to be singing Ole's at the wheel until we, officially make top four, qualify for some European football. I think
that's right. I think it'll return if and when we win some silverware this season, if and when it returns.
No, it was amazing. I mean, I remember Lukaku getting the ball in the 70th minute, crowds ripping. I mean, what's amazing is going to that game and then rewatching it, the full match on TV, right? And it's I haven't watched it since we actually went to the match. I mean, I watched the highlights, but seeing it from a different perspective, knowing that you were in the crowd that day, beautiful day. London match. I mean, Fulham relegated now, but Craven Cottage. What a joy to watch a match at.
One of my favorite venues, other than Old Trafford. It's a fun place to see, and small little pitch, but it was a fun game to rewatch. It was the first time I had watched it as well, and peak always at the wheel. And we were also there for the PSG game at home where they lost 2-0. So even in this game, they were talking about that match because it was such a big match coming up. So. Fun to rewatch, sir. Can't believe that was only over a little over a year ago. Feels like a lifetime ago.
Honestly, bringing back fond memories, dark ales, London mate, trains, European nights. I mean, makes me want to go back. Wish I could go back, right?
Can't wait to go back.
It's it's only going to be that much sweeter. The dark ale will only taste that much sweeter, sir, in a year when we make it back to across the pond.
Can't wait, sir. It tastes pretty sweet at the moment. I'm having one as we speak. First pod back since the baby was born, so we got to enjoy ourselves, don't we?
Absolutely, sir. It's a pleasure to do the podcast. Really missed it. And if you'd like to support us, we do everything ourselves. There are no sponsors. No one's pulling the strings behind the scenes. It's just me and Alex. We really enjoy the fan base. You guys bring the banter. We absolutely love it on Twitter. If you ever chirp us there, we'll definitely get back to you. But we're actually doing a big giveaway. So the undefeated American Red Devils hoodie, if you want to write a review for us on iTunes, draw 5 stars, some cheeky banter, we're going to be picking the best review will win the undefeated American Red Devils hoodie. It is pretty sweet. You can grab it in our online store as well at americanreddevils.com. You can click on store. But again, big giveaway. All we ask is a review. We'll be picking the winner whenever Manchester United is back, whether that's in June or September, sir.
And in the meantime, we've been getting some great reviews, so keep them coming. That hoodie, it looks great. Had it on in the post-operation room, kept me warm in that cold hospital, and it's a great look. So support the pod however you can. We're going to get the blog up and ripping. Sorry, I kind of took a pause the last 4 or 5 days. It has been a little nutso.
Okay, here's the question, Alex.
Yes, sir.
How many pieces of Manchester United gear did you bring to the delivery room when your child was born?
It's actually limited because I didn't bring that much stuff.
Total.
I didn't bring that much stuff. Probably like 3, but quite a few were American Red Devil. I had my Rooney jersey, number 8, OG. And then I think I had a shirt and a hoodie, or maybe just a shirt, but just enough, sir. Enough that the wife got the point.
Number 8 Rooney was a 07 Nike kit.
You got it, sir. 07, 08. Great look. Right before.
Strong.
Yeah. Or actually, 06, 07. Because when did they get the really nice one with the stripe on the back?
No, that was 06, 07. It was my first kit. Your first kit as well. You got the Rooney 8. I had the Ronaldo 7, sir. Bringing me back. Absolutely bringing me back. Great jersey to wear.
Great year.
I think Felix is going to be a Rooney fan. So I got a picture of Paul Scholes hanging in Jack's bedroom. So, I'm kind of wanted to be a midfielder. He wanted to be a number 9. I think there'll be a good combination here. But we can go on all day about what positions our sons will play in the future for Manchester United. I wonder what the Vegas odds on that would be right now.
It's a stretch, sir. It's quite a stretch. I'm hoping for a fan. I'm hoping for a fan. One of my family members, when I sent him the picture of us watching the game, was like, "Oh, he might be a Liverpool fan." My boy will never be a Scouser. So as long as he's as long as he's a United fan, he doesn't have to play for the team.
Awesome. Well, hey, let's get into our COVID-19 update. I know it's pretty boring, but we got to get back to basics. There's a lot of moving parts this week. Monday is a huge meeting. Essentially, all the EPL teams are coming together to discuss Project Restart. I believe that, the Project Restart plan, where they're going to be playing at neutral venues, trying to smash in the entire season in about 50 days or so. Right now, Manchester United have told their players who are not in the UK to return, but there's no plan set date for training. The UK, their essentially suspension or shutdown is through tomorrow. So we'll be getting some news probably tomorrow on the UK front. They're probably not going to address football, but however the UK goes is kind of going to be a big nod to where the EPL will kind of settle. And the fact that they have that meeting Monday after the government decision, I think that's going to be huge, sir. I mean, how are you feeling? What do you think?
It should be very telling what happens, because I think what we've seen is Bundesliga is coming back, I believe, in mid-May, pretty soon, sooner than a lot of people thought. Now, the situation with the virus is different, I believe, in UK than it is in Germany in terms of just caseload. So I think they're going to follow basically what the government says. And the government, I would imagine, is going to want to appease the football overlords. So I think there's going to be football. I think there's going to be football in June, and they might.
Well, they say June 12th. Do you think June 12th? Yes or no? What do you say?
I think it's very possible. I haven't seen the latest numbers out of the UK for COVID cases, but
I put them in the podcast agenda here, and I actually tweeted them out. So if you're curious about seeing Germany relative to the UK, I actually looked at their daily new case chart, and Germany had a peak of probably 7,000 new cases on the 26th of March, all the way down to well below 1,000 today, and that curve has completely collapsed. But the UK not doing as good as Germany.
No, it's not. It's the first time I've seen that, sir.
You look at it and you're like,
you probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't start
the
football.
UK probably had 6,500 new cases yesterday, with no significant improvement in trend. It's actually going up. And the fact of talking about June 12th, I mean, look, everything's got to break. Look, if you look at the Germany chart that I tweeted out, essentially from April 1st to the end of April, they were able to completely improve the numbers. Obviously, we're talking about Germans here, very efficient. They're engineers. In the UK, I don't know if they're up for the challenge. I mean, to be able to get from 6,500 new cases to below 1,000 in 30 days is a tough task. If they do it, I could see football coming back. But there's too many moving pieces for them to be able to play if there's that many cases still going on, right?
No, I would have to agree. I hadn't seen the numbers, and now I want to reframe my stance. It's probably July. I mean, I think it would be irresponsible to get things going again, unless they've at least gotten past the curve, because that looks pretty flatline, So I wouldn't be rushing back to sports. Whereas Germany,
no, but Germany is totally different.
Totally different. Look at the lines.
15th. I mean, clearly they're doing a great job over there in Germany. I mean, the UK, for whatever reason, similar to the United States, and what's crazy is Germany has more higher population than the UK as well, about 20 million more citizens. So, Germany's killing on all fronts. Hey, I'm going to be a Dortmund fan. You get the Scout Sancho. They're 4 points off first place with Bayern Munich. I'm in. I'm in the Bundesliga, sir. Maybe we're gonna have to do a little Dortmund, recap here on the pod.
I mean, I think maybe just a scouting mission, number one target. We could definitely talk
Yeah.
about how Sancho's doing because I'm going to be watching Bundesliga. I don't know about the rest of you all, but I'm dying for some live football.
No, absolutely. And then just getting into the whole like safety issue, if they do come back, clearly you have the cases that are going on in the public. But according to The Athletic, a number of club doctors, they actually wrote a letter to the Premier League laying out urgent concerns over players' health and well-being if they were to come back. Apparently there's around 100 questions or issues posed by this league, Premier League doctors group, the PLDG. So when the physician sort of union of the league is saying, hey, this is not safe, that's another chink against the case of coming back on June 12th. Also, Aguero, you've heard of him, sir, scores a few goals for Manchester City. He's also said that he is scared to return, doesn't think it's going to be safe. So when you start seeing the players not too pumped on it, the doctors not too pumped on it, you see those case numbers, it's a lot of headwinds, right? And then if you get to the clubs, there has to be 14 votes to agree on the Project Restart plan. So of 20 clubs, 14 need to agree, and then they can basically go on to play, dragging those other 6 screaming. Right now, the dissents are Aston Villa, Brighton have publicly said, their chairmen have both said they do not want to restart. Villa obviously in relegation, but Brighton is saying, hey, the argument is that if you play at a neutral venue, you have the benefit of playing at home. That's where most of their wins come from anyway. If you're fighting relegation, why would you want to give that advantage up, right?
That makes sense. That's how many dissenters are there at the moment, sir? You see Aston Villa, you said Brighton. Who else is down there?
So other clubs that may dissent would be Norwich and Bournemouth because they're also relegated. West Ham, Watford, they're pretty close. So that's 6 clubs right there. That's not enough to completely void the restart plan. But other clubs, I think, are basically talking about using relegation to basically auto-relegating these clubs to get their votes to basically do the restart plan. So not only do you have sort of the whole pandemic outbreak, those logistics, they got to satisfy the government's needs. Then you have the whole politics of each individual club. It just looks like a nightmare right now in England, and I just don't think everyone's going to be able to get on the same page. When you think of these clubs, are they able to decide a fair format to replay the season? And then you add in all the safety concerns. It just looks like a nightmare right now, and I don't think that we're going to see the EPL back on June 12th. It's unfortunate. I actually had the same position you did, and I started diving into this stuff, and I'm not looking good.
Doesn't sound like it. When you lay it out, I've been kind of off the news for the last couple of days. It doesn't sound like it's headed in the direction where there's going to be a lot of substance and reason for people to be playing football again in the UK. I mean, maybe, hey, what if they all went to Germany and played out of German stadiums? That's not the craziest idea in the world because it's a lot closer than they're talking about China a month ago, which sounds like kind of a wild idea. But Germany, there are plenty of stadiums and it's nice and close to the UK, so that's certainly an option.
Yeah, I don't know how Germany's going to feel about that, sir. But we all know the one motivating factor is money. Here. Clearly, there's more than £1 billion at stake in TV deals and TV rights. For something like the UFC that's going to be this Saturday, 2 people in a cage seems manageable. 2 starting rosters, soccer teams, staff, transportation, logistics, broadcast, stadium operations seems to me a bridge too far. That's 300 to 500 people. 10 games, basically, you're going to have to do 90 games and need 300 to 500 people. And it's that just seems like way too tall of a task.
The only way I could see it happening is if you did it like Olympic style, literally had a village where everyone's staying with the staff and they hold multiple games a day from a stadium.
They're saying 10 venues. They're saying 10 neutral venues.
No, I believe that because they want to spread the honey pie a little bit over different clubs. And probably helps logistics not to have it all in one place.
They don't make any money from the gate.
No,
right?
No, obviously, there's no one going. That's a good point. But I imagine they're probably just trying to distribute the games regionally. But that would be the way I would see it. Is you do it. You almost do it in Germany. You have a bunch of stadiums that you could do it. Everyone stays in one complex, and then they just do games every 3-4 days, tournament style. But I think they're going to push the envelope.
Need that many tests. You have to test them every day. Then they have to train. To me, it's just it's one of those things where you could see certain sports coming back, but essentially football just seems like the logistics are way too much. And think of the risk. if one player on the, say, in all those 300 to 500 people and all those venues gets coronavirus, it's all off. So you move mountains to play these last 10 games, and then someone gets it and it's off again. So there's a risk there as well. And then it just seems to me like for them to be able to finish this and do it in a safe way, they're going to have to push it another 30 days at least, even maybe even more. And then you're getting to the next season. So let's just void the title. Liverpool doesn't win. Best
Everybody's happy
of all time. We win it next season. Slam it down the Scousers' throats, sir. Absolutely love it. What do you say?
That would be the sweetest pie, especially if we have like a solid transfer. The thing is, the transfer window is going to be affected in a major way. You know, United still has a lot of clout. We still have some cash, but
ain't buying no one.
We ain't buying. I mean, maybe we buy like I don't know. I doubt it. They already talked about the Sancho deal getting pushed.
Grealish is it, bro.
I'll take Grealish. Dude, Grealish is a good buy. I mean, I think this team, you keep Pogba, you keep a Gallo, pick up a player or two. Maybe you can't win the title, but it's still like you're headed in the right direction, and you need probably another window. But you can compete. We got a pretty solid team at this point, I think, given the way we finished the season, especially with the injection of Bruno, Pogba coming back, Rashford. Dude, positive stuff. I was watching this game, so it's like we got a lot of good players. Matic looked great in the game we're about to break down, as did Pogba, as did Martial. You're missing a Bruno and you're missing a Rashford in that game, right? Because Lukaku was totally different than how we play now.
Absolutely. So let's jump in. Of course, we're talking Manchester United 3, Fulham 0, Craven Cottage, February 9th, 2019. Sir, just to go back down memory lane, we went to this match. The bars pregame, absolutely a riot. What was it, 10 a.m. UK time? We were going to go there, like bars packed out, people chugging Guinness early in the morning, sir. We got a nice walk to the stadium on the river, sunny day. We go in there, we meet our tout, gives us our tickets, and then try to go through the gate. Tickets don't work, busted. The tout gets busted. A bunch of tickets, basically. If you're a Manchester United fan, you want to go away, you either have to be a season ticket holder for about 10 years, or you need to buy it off a tout. And clearly we actually applied for season tickets, haven't gotten them yet. So in order for us to get them, the only way we can go to away is basically through a tout, and that's decently risky. But our tout came good. He gave us his seats instead. We were like, seventh row on the left-hand side of the goal.
Very choice.
That's where a few of them went in, and it was absolutely atmosphere rocking. Ole coming in 10 games, unbeaten, always at the wheel. I mean, it felt like Manchester United of old. It was really like, to me, I'll always remember this game, this match, the way we dispatched them, the confidence, how we just like fucked Fulham up. Everyone had a bunch of dark ales. Everyone having a great time. Beautiful day, sir.
It was a special experience.
Awesome.
Special experience. I think it was the highs and lows, right? The fact that there was a possibility we weren't getting in, and then all of a sudden we got in. We had great seats, and United were rampant, right? The Pogba goal was outrageous, and the Martial goal was even arguably better. And it was just a great day to be there, because if you're at Craven Cottage, they have a huge away section, and that stadium is like in a very posh part of London. They're not the rowdiest fans to begin with. So if you put a couple goals past them and you're United away, that stadium was rocking, bro. It was rocking. It was so much fun. It was as fun as it got.
It was like, to me, this is, one of the, other than Sunderland away was pretty.
That was
special.
also epic.
That was also great. Sunderland
into the eye of the beast, dude. Stadium of Light.
6 hour.
Oh God.
6 hour train. Look, we can talk away days all day, but so let's look in that lineup. Dave City's world number 1 in net. Delo right back. Jones Smalling center back pairing. Luke Shaw left. Herrera, Pogba, Matic midfield. Mata on the right wing. Lukaku at number 9. Martial on the left wing. Sir, what'd you make of that lineup?
Like you said, this is the first time we've watched it since going to the game. Decent team, other than Jones and Small in the back four, pretty strong starting 11. I like Mata in the wing. That midfield, Herrera, Pogba, and Matic looked effective, and Martial doing his thing out wide, linking up with Shaw pretty well. So I like the starting 11. A lot of talent on the bench waiting for that Tuesday game against PSG, right, with McTominay and Rashford just hanging out. Rashford didn't even go in.
Yeah, Sanchez on the bench. Lingard, sir.
Sanchez. I remember Sanchez having that chance. I was like, missed it. Yeah, he should have.
Yeah, I know. Jumping in, sir. You want to kick us off first half here?
Absolutely, sir. So Fulham actually started the better team. They had a couple of decent chances that they just really squandered, and I think they were going for it from the jump, left themselves exposed, because in the 14th minute, it's the Paul Pogba show, baby.
Away from Seri's pass, and now Pogba. What a strike! He is in scintillating form under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. How did he score from that angle? How did he get that much power? Brilliant strike, and United ahead in the 15th minute here.
Great goal from Paul Pogba at a tight angle. Takes a whack.
Left foot, sir. Left foot. Unbelievable hit. Paul P. I remember we have the recording. If you listen to the podcast, we went to this game. I record some audio. We're in the stands. I think I called goal right before it went in. Everyone went nuts. I mean, we were right there. It's like, dude, those seats were, we were like,
absurd.
What was it, eighth row?
Best seats I've ever had.
Eighth row right behind the net. Yeah. I mean, it was like, it's all right. It's like, it's too much.
As good as that goal was, which almost felt like it came out of nowhere, this goal was even more fun to watch, sir. In the 23rd minute, sir, Anthony Martial.
Odoi is not at home, so Martial steaming forward. Oh, it's a great run, Martial. Is there a finish? Oh, brilliant.
Brilliant.
4 years of that, please, for Anthony Martial, fresh from signing a new deal. He shows what he's all about. Odoi had gone missing, paid the price, and Martial's finish was splendid.
Splendid finish from the Frenchman. What a run. What a goal.
I mean, Martial on the left. It's one of those things where you put him in the left, you put Rashford down the middle, put Rashford on the left, you put him down the middle. He can play either. I almost prefer him as a left winger.
I was thinking the same thing, actually. Watching this game again, you kind of miss him and realize how effective he can be on the left side of the pitch. But I like the idea of just like, I think Ole's building this team around that everyone can kind of just move around in that front four. So if it's Rashford, he can go out wide. Martial can go up front. If you got a Sancho, the same thing. They can all just rotate with Bruno sitting behind, pulling the strings. Bruno and Paul. I mean, that's a very exciting, group of players out on the pitch if we can get that.
Absolutely, sir. You want to jump in second half?
Second half, sir. It was United all the way in the 64th minute.
He's got Martial in the centre. Also, Mata is pulled down penalty. Pogba against Sergio Rico. Pogba finds the corner, and that's going to be 3 more points on the road for Manchester United. Pogba, 2 goals, 13 for the season.
Sir, you missed that run up?
That wasn't the full Pogba run. That was
true.
Like half. Like it actually debuted this season, if you recall, like the full like kind of Yagba run up. But yeah, no, dude, confident penalty. Mata went down. He did well. Just complete squad win. Full relegation bound. You should go away, dispatch him easy, like we did, classic United fashion. And then, a few subs, sir. You want to go through them?
Absolutely, sir. 70th minute, Sanchez came on for Martial. 74th, actually, great chance for Sanchez. I remember this vividly. He should have finished it. Had a great chance to get a goal.
I think we bet Sanchez to score, right?
I think we did.
We have that? Whenever we go over there, we're William Hill.
I love William Hill.
We do a lot of prop bets, and we had Sanchez to score, I swear, and he went one-on-one and
let us down.
Net.
Big time. 74th minute, Scotty McSauce came in and replaced Pogba. 85th, Bailly came in into Herrera. And that was basically all she wrote. De Gea got into it with Mitrovic, which was fun to watch in the 90th minute. But that was a great game at Fulham. Players walking off the pitch and the weight and just rocking and rolling. And you just remember that so vividly. I think people were cheering on the way out. It was a special game to be at.
It was, first of all, it was about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes of Ole's at the wheel. So we win the game, Ole's at the wheel, just singing. Then Ole comes off, Ole's at the wheel, keep going. He walks off, rocking the place. Then as we leave the stadium, still going always at the wheel, fans smashing the walls, smashing the stairs, just jacking up Craven Cottage, singing and just enjoying their day on the way out. I mean, an absolute just amazing win as a Manchester United fan to be there. We only go probably once a year, twice a year, and to be in such a great game when the team is in such good form after the tough years we had. Of course, who would have thought that would be the peak, sir? That was we jumped on the train right at the peak.
That's the peak, or the PSG second leg is the peak. but we were right in the eye
Well,
of the
they were
storm.
trying to meet the same high. Like I would say, if you looked at like a stock chart, this game was probably the all-time high, and PSG maybe matched it.
No, I
and
think
then
it's
it was
higher.
all downhill from there.
I think PSG's higher, sir. Come on, we talked about this last time when we broke
That's
down
probably
PSG.
a new high. That's probably, yeah, I would say, yeah, fine. Yeah, you're right. I'm full.
This is great. I mean, Fulham, but like PSG away, bro, 3-1. That was a hell of a performance. This was,
absolutely.
and we were also. I mean,
No, it's a consecutive unbeaten at this point. Like
Yeah.
Ole, you have to remember, he came in and just like didn't
Won.
lose,
Yeah,
and
it
this
was
is like the 11th unbeaten, and we looked just like no one could touch us. United are back. I mean, we were just like chirping our friends like Manchester United, like we should always do.
always, even when we're not
and
winning.
it was just like we were back at this point. He was caretaker manager.
I know. I remember vividly. It was it feels so long ago, but it's unbelievable. It's only like 14 months.
It feels literally like three years ago. Given everything that's transpired, match reaction stats, possession pretty even, 51% to United, 49% to Fulham. Shots even as well. Shots on target, United had the edge with 7 to Fulham's 3. So like I said, only 11 unbeaten coming in. Manchester United, this is the stat. They won 6 consecutive away games in all competitions for the first time since May 2009. Fergie knew how to do that when you're winning away.
Certainly did.
You're going to be playing pretty well. The win took us in the top 4 with a game in hand at that time, sir. I mean, we were in it with Chelsea.
League-wise, you're right.
Tottenham.
We all came tumbling down after this in the league.
Oh, I mean, we were like, at this point, we were like, we have a shot to win the league, sir.
Maybe in our farthest echelons of our back mind that it was possible. I don't know what happened.
What a high. And United boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer picked up 25 points in the Premier League since taking over in December. He won 8, drew 1, sir. I mean, unbelievable. In the Premier League, more than any other manager has managed his first 9 games in charge of a club in the competition's history. I mean, this run was unbelievable. Manchester United's Paul Pogba, he was crucial to this. He reached double figures for goals for the first time ever in a single league campaign. And Anthony Martial has been directly involved in 50 Premier League goals, 33 goals, 17 assists, more than any other Manchester United since his debut in September 2015. Sir, it doesn't get much better than this match. Let's hear what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had to say.
Ollie, you were 11 points adrift of the top 4 when you came. You're now 11 points adrift of top spot. Is it ludicrous to talk about that?
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's too far. The teams ahead, but we've got Liverpool, we've got City, so we might have a say in what's happening at the top of the table.
Ollie, when you arrived this club at 7 out of 17 league games, you've won 8 out of 9. Do you appreciate how much of a difference you've made to the club personally?
No, not really, because it's not me making a difference to the club. It's the whole team. It's everyone, us together. We've done well. We've done really well in the 11 games we played. But that's down to a team effort. It's the players who play. It's the staff. It's how we do things at Carrington, at the training ground, the whole mood. So it's never about one person when a team is winning games of football.
After the 2-0 goal, you seemed to have a good discussion with your assistants where you didn't seem so pleased with if there's something not going the right way, or did you want to change something at that point?
When you're 2-0 up, you can control a game differently. You should just settle it down. Then it's time to just suck them in and play in and around them. You can keep possession for the rest of the game then, because you don't need to chase a goal. And it was a point of just making them come towards us and then get the third.
There you go, sir. Ole, Mr. Nice Guy, beaming on a great run, and he was absolutely right. He goes, "We're not winning the league this year, bro. So bridge too far."
No, that's the first question. They thought, "Hey, can you win the league?" I mean, it's that's how hot we were. And Ole, Mr. Nice Guy, sounding like a freshman. You know, he sounds a little more cheery. Now he's much more serious, kind of calm. In pressers, doesn't kind of show his hand there. He couldn't hide the excitement. I mean, it's interesting to see how Ole's evolved as manager, even in such a short time.
It's absolutely right. I think he has greater maturity in these 14 months, 15 months since this game took place. crashed down to reality at the end of the season, right? You learned a lot about his squad and who he wants and who he doesn't want.
Let's not.
He's come a long way. He's matured as a manager.
That hurt. Watching us implode. Where did we lose? Cardiff away. Everton.
Don't remind me, sir. I blocked it out of my mind.
It was bad. It was bad. Whatever it was bad. So, let's not talk about it. United in the news, sir. We have a bunch of news topics to address here. Probably the number one trending item here, Jadon Sancho. We've been linked to him for months. All of a sudden, coronavirus happens, and now the Mirror. A lot of people did tweet me, "Don't trust the Mirror." But essentially, United have cooled their interest in Jadon Sancho because of coronavirus, because it's impacted the club's finances. But he does remain a key United transfer target, but the Red Devils look likely to have to delay their move until 2021. Now, clearly the papers are printing these transfer rumors because we're going to click on them, especially when there's nothing going on right now. But Manchester United has a lot of money at stake. They have the TV revenue this season. Next season, they have the ticket revenue. You're looking at maybe 150 to 200 million, plus the whole idea of, are we going to get Champions League? Are we not going to get Champions League? There's another probably 50 million, 30 to 50 million, sir. So you're looking at quite a chunk of change that Manchester United would have guaranteed, and that would give them the confidence to spend 120 million on Sancho. Without that money, we'd be lucky to get Jack Grealish for 4 to 5. I just don't think United and the Glazers are going to spend into a recession, global pandemic, and unknown impacts on the balance sheet of Manchester United.
No, I have to agree. I don't think they're going to do a bumper 90 or $100 million deal until there is certainty about the return of football. The return of basically having things in order in UK regarding testing and et cetera, because otherwise they don't know when their money stream's coming back, and they have to be able to make it predictable.
$150 million apparently a year for United right now, and if without that, I don't know how they're going to fund big money transfers. So that's why when everyone says, "Oh, it's the Mirror," it's like, come on, United are not going to spend big in this environment, and Dortmund's not going to sell it at a cheap valuation either, because they have plenty of money to go around.
They got plenty of money. They got football coming back very soon, so they're going to get their TV money for sure. And like you said, the kid's 20, and he's going to be a top talent no matter what. They're not going to trade him on a discount. It might make you change your approach, right? So all of a sudden you're going back for a Grealish, see if you can get a deal from a desperate Aston Villa. And if we have to wait a year, so be it.
Yeah, pre-coronavirus, I thought we were lining up to sell Paul P for 80 to 100, replace him with the Maddison or Grealish, spend another 100 on Sancho, do like a net 100, maybe 50, net 120 to 150 million transfer spend, get 2 or 3 players. But now, given that coronavirus hit, it's like Pog's staying. We're not going to get that revenue, or we're not going to get that income from selling him. And it goes to hey, could you get a Grealish on the cheap because Villa are going to get relegated and they're desperate. I think it's more an opportunistic type of look at the transfer window. We'd be lucky to get anyone, in my opinion.
I have to agree. I think it's going to be that approach. I don't think there's going to be a lot of big ticket buys. There's going to be value buys, and they're going to be looking for clubs. I think they said this a couple of months ago. It's like, I think Ole said it. He's like, we're going to be, I don't remember the word. It wasn't ruthless, but it was like something that we're going to take advantage where we can of good deals, because there are going to be deals to be had, because certain clubs are going to feel this more acutely than Manchester United does, and they're going to have to trade players probably at a discount and probably quickly. So, hey, it's football. So no love lost if you have to go poach some team of all their talent.
Next bit of news, Manchester United hold fire on opening talks with Shanghai Shenhua over extending Odion Igalo's loan as they wait to see when the season will restart. So even Igalo, clearly it was a no-brainer. We're going to get him back. Now it's kind of unknown. Clearly, I think they do want to get him sign him for next season on a permanent. But I think a lot of things are being held up because of coronavirus. And without the league kind of getting back to normal, like you said, transfer news is really going to be up in the air.
It is. And it's a lot less likely that United is going to pay like 15, 20 million for Igalo. I think they're going to be in a better bargaining position because, they playing football in China anytime soon. I don't know. So
Igalo FC.
I want him back. He's like a great addition to the team.
2 against Alkmaar. Was that right?
Was it Alkmaar or Bruges?
Hard to say.
Sir, it's been a hell of a season.
You're European. We were playing the last game we played.
Oh, Lask.
Yeah, last. Okay, there you go. Yeah,
Last.
The last game we played.
Last game. Well done. Well done.
Sorry, Alkmaar last. Hard to say. Next bit of news here: Harry Maguire doing a lot of interviews. Cool part about quarantine is a lot of footballers are kind of speaking out more than they would during a season. He made a big admission on the mentality of Manchester United's season, and we all know mentality is huge. He went on to say, quote, "I would say that at times this year as a team, we probably let ourselves down by being a bit too inconsistent, not just for a full game, but even during games. There have been times we've been so good in games and then we've come off it a bit and been punished. I'd say our toughest opponent is ourselves. We need to be mentally strong. We're a young group, and we don't really use that as an excuse, but we want to be young but play mature." I have to agree with him here. How many times were we able to go ahead and then let up a goal and then lose critical points? I think the season would look a lot different. Sheffield United comes to mind. It seems like we fell apart, or we're always the good for giving up that goal. Against City, we were able to hold on. But, anytime we were up 1-0, I never had a lot of confidence we would finish it out.
Not before this recent run we went on, but this just kind of shows the shift in mentality. I think that's happened since this guy became captain, Harry Maguire, who's been a great captain, sounds like a captain, and also that injection of ego in all the right ways with Bruno coming into the team is that everyone's like, yo, we have to act like winners, because that's what every Manchester United team, every great Manchester United team has had that mentality. It's like all we want to do is win. All that matters, we have to be consistent, we have to beat everybody, and we have to go out every match to win, because that's the only way you win the titles. You have to win those games week in, week out, and that's the right attitude. Harry's got it, and I'm missing football. Can't wait. When to come back.
Love Harry, though.
Love Harry.
Love Slabhead. I mean, great. He's like, Slabhead's the guy. He's saying exactly what you want to hear. And this next bit of news from the Times, apparently Luke Shaw divulged this. Now Manchester United players are going to be fined for missing team bonding events. So essentially, I want to say earlier this year, De Gea and Mata hosted a dinner at their restaurant. And, it was sort of a team bonding event, but not all players showed up. Now, essentially, Harry Maguire as captain has instituted a rule where you will be fined if you don't show up for these events.
I love it.
When you're a team and you're doing team bonding, it's just like, what if the Paul Pogba doesn't show up? It kind of sends a message. The Jesse Lingard's out at the club. Like, it's one of those things where I really like where Harry Maguire is going with this team. I like where Ole's going with this team. And I like, obviously I think Bruno is kind of that spice that we need, where like everything Maguire says is backed up because Bruno, our Portuguese Magnifico on the pitch, just completely playing lights out.
He does his talking on the pitch, and it's the right move for a club like United, because that's what this club is built around. It's about being a strong, cohesive team that like fights together and also has a relationship off the pitch. And I think you're starting to see that. There's a lot of like good budding relationships. You got Martial and Bruno. And the mentality has shifted, so it's exciting to see. We need more of that from whoever we bring in this summer.
Sir, it's been a pleasure to be back. It's been a great podcast. I know that you're sleep deprived. Whew. We don't want to keep you for too long. But great match, great recap. Probably way too many sirs because I haven't talked to you in a while. But you know what? That's how we do it here at American Red Devils. More pods. The pod never sleeps. We're back.
Pod never sleeps. Last time it was my first night home with the little guy. And I'm glad we're doing this pod, sir. It was a great game. Great to watch it today, this match with my son. It was super fun. And another great podcast. Another great week. Should we hit some downloads, sir?
Absolutely. Give them to us. Top 10.
Top 10. Number 1, how you doing? Dallas, Texas. Number 2, Hendersonville, Tennessee. And number 3, Concord, Mass. You want me to keep going?
Absolutely. I have no idea.
It's all freedom, baby, all the time. We got number 4, Florence, South Carolina. Number 5, Orange, New Jersey. Number 6, Bloomington, Illinois. Seattle, Washington. Belvedere, Texas. Number 9, Simi Valley, California. And last but not least, number 10, Howard Beach, New York. We appreciate everybody who listens.
Did I hear Belvedere?
Belvedere, Texas, baby.
Belvedere. Hey, shout out Texas. Shout out the entire United States. These are tough times. We hope everyone's staying home, staying safe, being smart. This isn't easy. Staying inside all the time makes you kind of want to go crazy. But, we're trying to keep the pod alive, watching these classic matches. It's fun. We watch them on Sunday, 9:30 a.m. on Twitch. You can find the link on Twitter. If not, we'll always play the goal highlights. We'll always break them down We have a peach of a match for you this weekend. And also, if you like us, support us. 5 stars on iTunes. That's how we get found. We're organic. Started from the bottom. Giving away that free hoodie, sir. Appreciate everyone. Hope everyone's staying safe.
Do we have a match picked out for the weekend?
I have a few. I don't release it until like the day before.
What are you, Supreme, bro?
Exactly. I give you those hot Manchester United classic match recaps.
Well,
I like how we're keeping it like modern though. I do like how like going back to Fergie. We're not going like too deep into the standard definition. We kind of keep it HD. We kind of keep it relevant. A lot of different themes, a lot of different managers. We haven't watched a Moyes match yet.
No,
So
I don't think we have to.
know.
I think we're good, bro. We don't need to watch any Moyes.
Dude, ever hitting the banger against Bayern? I mean, that was good.
We lost how that match ago, though.
I know, but it was a good moment. It was the end of Moyes, you know.
The end of Moyes.
End of Moyes.
I mean, I think we like had the best match was Leverkusen, like if I remember correctly, 5-0 under Moyes.
Yeah.
Like that was the best we've done in Europe for a while. But anyway,
everyone forgets Moyes. Everyone forgets. He's in the intro, though. He's in the intro, sir. You got to remember that. Hey, really appreciate everyone listening, and congrats again, Alex, on being a new father.
Appreciate it, John.
How does it feel?
Always at the wheel.